friends, thanks for joining me. We're going to just be chatting and trying out some random new things today. I've got everything from high-end to Dollar Tree in this video. So we're just going to be kind of chatting and applying as we go. And speaking of Dollar Tree, I gotta say, I've gotten into the Dermasil stuff. Remember a recent video I had used their, what do they call it? Let me grab it from over here. The Oatmeal Milk Toner. I realized I like that. And then going back and giving things a closer look, this one's all shaken up because I just dropped it. But the Nourishing face spray, and I also got the Balancing face spray. They have like 2 other kinds as well. These are so nice. I love the Calendula and honey scent here. This is so good. And they phrase it like nourishing face and body spray. So I'll use this all over. I keep this one in my bathroom downstairs and it's just like a nice little pick-me-up for all over, whenever. And then I got the Rosewater and Witch Hazel, which says Balancing. And the scent on this is just so, so good too. Again, face and body. Smells so on point. This could be Mario Badescu. It's got glycerin, niacinamide, witch hazel, rosewater. Very impressed. And another thing I've been trying for about the last week and a half, 2 weeks, the Oatmeal facial cleanser. This says oatmeal and snow mushroom. And again, all this stuff is $125. I was running low on my Vanity cream and, you know, I'm kind of intrigued by all this Dermasil stuff. So I thought I'll try that cleanser. It's very gentle. It actually kind of looks like the Vanity cream cleanser when you squeeze it out, which is kind of funny, and similar texture too. But I would have to say it's gentle but effective. It does a really good job at removing my makeup. It can get in my eye area without irritation. I've been very impressed. This is paraben-free, dye-free, oil-free, fragrance-free. And I've got 5 fluid ounces here for $1.25. Shout out Dermasil. I am currently trying as well a couple of different serum type products and a moisturizer. I need to stay with those and try them for a little while longer. But as far as the look today, I just put on this Laura Geller Better Than Block Skincare Infused Serum Foundation. It's basically like a tinted moisturizer. It has SPF 50 and I have it in the shade Light, but it seems a little bit deep for a light shade. It's definitely working for my skin tone all over. That's what I've got on top of my skincare. And then here's a new thing we're going to play with. This is the little Camoflauge liquid concealer from Ioni. This is a new find at Dollar Tree as well. I have the shade Cool Light and we're going to play with this today and see how it goes. Ioni has impressed me with some various things in their brand. I've tried good lip products. Of course, I love and swear by the lash glue. Look at this little like flat, is that a plastic applicator or a silicone applicator? Interesting. I'm gonna dab it around. I've played with this a couple times and I feel like it's not totally little goes a long way, if you know what I mean. Like I can get by with a little more than I might use of other concealers. Grab you a concealer brush and let's blend this out. And I'm just really gonna pay attention to what kind of coverage I'm getting today. I don't have it fully blended, but I'm spreading it, and you know what it looks like when I go and I spread out this much of most any other concealer. Like things tend to look more opaque, even stretching across the skin, and this one's really looking pretty sheer in a hurry. Are you getting a feel for that? I don't know. It's not bad, but it's not amazing coverage. As far as the way it looks on my skin, I mean, if you're looking for a sneaky concealer that does look very natural and honestly doesn't look like concealer is even sitting there up on my under eye, there are some advantages, don't get me wrong, but it's just not that much coverage, okay? If you're hoping for kind of a full max coverage type of thing, you may not want to waste your time with this one. I'm going to try to build it just a little bit. It's just very, very thin, liquidy, and you feel like it's going to be the texture of the NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum, except that one goes the whole 9 yards on coverage, and this one just doesn't quite, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try to tap in this brush. Just tap it in. Try not to make it even stretch too far. I'm getting additional coverage. It's just not a lot more coverage, okay? Not a complete dud, I'm just not ultra impressed. If you are wanting a good coverage concealer from Dollar Tree, I feel like I get a little more coverage out of the Essentially Ageless. That's from Be Pure. We're back and we've powdered. I used some e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder in the light pink shade. I used that on my under eye and T-zone, and I went ahead and used some Superstay Hybrid Powder Foundation, the much loved Superstay in 128, and that's everywhere else, and I'm feeling a little more set now. Next, guys, we have a stain bronzer. Yes, a bronzer in stain liquid form. How did you end up with a stain bronzer, Em? Last week I was contemplating doing a video of all stain products, and I realized I was missing a bronzer in a true stain form. So therefore the idea went on hold, but I did go ahead and eventually come up with the stain bronzer. This is from Physicians Formula Bronze Booster Sun Tint, and they did have a berry shade, but they also had the bronze. And I've swatched this and played with it a little bit. Yeah, it's called Bronze Tint, but we're going to use it as actual bronzer today and see if we can make something of this, because I have never used a bronzer that's a true like stain. Oh, also I kept the packaging just so I could explain. It says glow activators are in this. Long wearing, color enhancing cheek and lip tint, flawless natural looking flush of color. But as far as this glow activator, what is that? Glow activator technology features niacinamide, oh my gosh, phospholipids, vitamin C and E to help enhance and extend the life of your tan glow and your skin's radiance. So basically, it's got some extra ingredients in here that are going to be good for your skin, they say. I'm taking my little applicator out and I'm swiping it on, and it's looking reddish bronze, is it not? And I'm blending quick because I know what happens with stains. We're just going to see if we're going to like this at all as bronzer, or is it more of a bronzy blush? Let's do a swatch on the hand. There's a wide swatch of that shade. And I can also see the way the applicator looks. Again, it's got that reddish tinge to the applicator. There she is right there. I don't know. It's really on the verge. I would say maybe this is more of a bronzy looking blush than something you're going to go in and contour with, you know? I could put a little bit right here. And let's just blend it in and see what happens with that in that area. And that color that you saw on my hand, that's pretty on the lips. I've got yet another product I want to use on my lips today. Okay, kind of blending it in on the top of the cheeks. I don't know. See, on the lips, it gives kind of that slightly bronzy hue. It's different. It's different color-wise from a lot of my other staining products, but I think I still need a different bronzer. I'm not feeling like I can fully rely on this as bronzer, nor do I think it's the easiest consistency of product, even if it was a super ideal bronzer color. Using a stain, it's like you swipe over such broad surface area to bronze and contour, and stains want to set in quickly. Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to bring in another bronzer. It's fine. Capri Copper, how about, from Milani. Get our little angled brush. Really work into the hairline here. And that's another thing about stains, is like they blend exactly where you put them, and they're not really going to stretch over that much area. Even when you're using a stain as a blush, you got to usually be a little careful with that. But yeah, we're getting bronzed up here, don't you worry. We can contour a little bit with this. I do like that color on the lips, though. It kind of reminds me of one of e.l.f.'s newer ones, the Maple Latte. The bronzer has been added. Now's where the new blush comes in, guys. I found one. Yay! I've been asked, have you seen the two-step hard candy blushes? They're called Blush on Lock Cream and Powder Duo. And at first, they were on my Walmart's website, and they were looking like they were in store. And I tried to get one, it seemed like a couple weeks ago, with a delivery order, and it was not actually there. And I was there in person recently, and I saw them. And they had some where it looked like this powder blush was even lighter, like it might function more like a highlight in a duo or two, but I got one where it might be more of a blush topper. This is the one called Royal Flush. Look what Hard Candy did. They put a little window over their cream just like they should. So here's the cream, and it feels nice and creamy, rich. And then here is your powder, which has a totally different look to it. You know, it's got that glow. Kept the packaging there too. It says tap cream for dewy color and sweet powder to blur and set. So let's do this, gang. We're gonna go into the cream. We're getting a nice rosy color here. I'm tapping it in with my Sephora 56. I think that looks good. It's definitely not a struggle to blend. It's got good pigment. This really seems like a shade for all seasons for me. It's giving like a nice kind of natural rosiness. I could see me loving this in the wintertime for kind of an in from the cold cheek, but I'm loving it right now too. But this is our pure color step. There's no shimmer in the cream. Just pure creamy color, not feeling too sticky after application. And then we're going down to the powder blush, which looks kind of like a glowy blush topper type deal. Oh gosh, I'm out of focus. Come on, camera. There we go. Seeing that glow, really pretty, and some additional color too. See, I wanted some color in that step. That's why I didn't get one of the ones that looked like it was sort of paired with highlighter. It's pretty. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm seeing in person the effect of that glow going across is really standing out. It's giving me kind of a highlighter optional skin look. It's softer in pigment than the other shade, but it's still adding some pigment. I would be open to trying more shades of that. That's fun. Alrighty, I did a few steps. I did my brows. I used my Morphe Micro Brow Pencil in Java. That's their skinny brow pencil, but not the nano. And then this is my Micro Manager Gripping Brow Gel, also from Morphe, and then my e.l.f. Lock It Down Eye Primer. And what I wanted to use today is the other new little Essence quad that I got. So what you guys saw when I did the big Essence video, I used the Rose Edition. And then I did a short video with the single, a one shadow look with Bronzed Espresso. So I wanted to follow up and try out the Peach Edition with you guys. So Essence has these new little 4-shade palettes, and the pans are just filled to the top with shadow. And here we've got a soft peach, a deeper kind of yellowy peach, not real dark, just darker than the lightest shade, one goldeny shimmer, and then also a brown. Okay, if there was a complaint on the rose one, like it applied nicely, it gave me a pretty look, but I thought the deepest shade could have shown up with even more intensity. Let's see how we feel about this little grouping. I'm gonna take this one here and see if we can start that out in the crease. Wow, very powdery, very powdery. So this is kind of that yellowy peach, and we're just gonna blend that back and forth. Oh, I should say, I haven't had my wedding ring on in several videos now, and I realized, was it last week, week before, that my middle stone, like the main diamond in my engagement ring, it's like it's loose. It's like I can touch it and kind of move it around, and I think, oh no, I don't want to lose that. I don't know if it's possible to lose it out of the way it's set, but it's moving, so I have to go to a jeweler, and I don't know what they can do for it, but they got to do something, because I'm not wearing that around thinking I could lose that stone, you know? So that's why that has not been on my finger. You can still see kind of a tan line there, but there's no ring. Still got the ring, didn't lose it, just don't want to lose the stone. I've gone to the lightest shade now, and I'm using it like highlight. These seem even softer and even more powdery than the rose. So I've got those two working on my look right now. I feel like I want a little more in the crease, so I'm going to go to that shade at the end. Again, lots of powdery kick up. I would say, now I am layering over a couple lighter shades, but that brown seems a little lighter than you might think it would be. But it's blending good. We won't know for sure about it until we pat it on the lid. Some people might be out for just some soft and gentle eye looks. In fact, I know a lot of people like that, so let's just see how it goes on with the Morphe M303. So much excess. I would say that's giving off medium brown, gang. Not real dark, not a lot of contrast, but a little contrast. And I do have that primer on, so it's got something to hang on to here. And I feel like it's not for lack of quality that it's not showing up. It's just They've really gone out of their way to put a very soft formula in here. Just not a real dark color. Just so you know. I want to see the shimmer. I'm taking the Morphe M302 to go into the shimmer. That one not being quite as dusty, actually, as I go in. I like the shimmer. It's pretty. It's applying with full pigment, not flaking away. End result, after using all 4 shades, is kind of a golden peach look, if that's what you're into. Now they also had brown. There was a cooler one. My store had several out of stock, but there's that look. I might blend out my crease just a little more with a bare brush. What does our deepest shade look like? Just kind of dab down here. My guess is it might be about perfect for the level of definition I'm looking for under the eye. Getting our weather updates. We had so much rain over a couple days, and now we're drying out again. There we go. There's our peach edition, just kind of a gentle eye look. I'm going to do some mascara and be right back. Okay guys, just finished off the eyes. I used a little brown liquid liner because I just thought it might look nice with this look. So this is the ABH liquid liner in brown across the upper lash line. Milani Fan Club, highly rated Fan Club mascara, and then the e.l.f. Lash Extender tubing mascara on the lower lashes. So this is top, this is bottom. And then guys, I've been playing around with these a little bit. They're from Benefit. I was sent these in PR, so thank you Benefit, the Pocket Pals. So what they've done is they have put their iconic Benetint stain in a little 2-part product. So I used one of these. I used it in a short video, but Original Rose is your classic Benetint. And so it's the stain and it's got a clear gloss on the other side. They also have like their berry tint, which is called Raspberry. And today I thought with this look, it might look good to use the dark cherry. This would be kind of similar to Cherry Cola shade from e.l.f. And I mean, I've been really singing e.l.f.'s praises on their stains ever since they came out. I just feel like they've done an amazing job with packaging and with colors, and wear time is just so good with those. And I think Benefit's kind of sitting back saying, what can we do to bring our product back to the forefront? Because so many brands, drugstore brands, are putting out stains. We've got various forms. We've got stain pens, like staining liners. We've got classic stains. We've got just various versions. I feel like a video needs to come soon because I've been working with e.l.f.'s as well. Their little like staining pen things. And the process of trying these things takes a while because it's not something you can easily lip swatch or try on back to back to back. I've been using separate days to try each of e.l.f.'s little stain pens, but for now we're talking about these. So you do have the stain, which I'm familiar with that's in this little receptacle. It does have that Original Rose scent, which I do love from Benefit, but here's our brownish one. Actually, this is considerably darker than Cherry Cola. I don't remember my standalone Benefit stain like this being quite so dark. I'm just going over my top lip to define. Okay, you're gonna let that totally dry. And I feel like it takes a bit, honestly, for it to get completely dry. But this is dark cherry, and then you're gonna put the gloss on top. And I will tell you while we're waiting, something I have noticed is that it doesn't really do any favors to your staying power to put this on top of this. It kind of re-liquefies it a little bit. Even though, for example, I've used both of these other ones, and I've waited for my stain to get totally dry. As I cross it with the gloss, I'm picking it up again a little bit on the applicator, and I noticed like even to rub it once the gloss is on, I'm getting glossiness and I'm getting color off too. So you're essentially breaking down your stain's color a little bit when you do any kind of top step. I mean, a lot of people love to use a stain as a base and then a gloss on top. And I'm not saying the stain goes and just disappears on you, but you would probably end up with the best staying power if you just did that and just left it, if that's your priority. When you put a gloss on top, it kind of cuts into the way that lasts. It doesn't make it immediately disappear on you. There's still some wear time there, but it's not what it would have been if you just kind of let it be. So I think that's just worth pointing out because this is a 2-step thing and they're encouraging you to top this with this. And I will say this dark cherry shade is a lot cooler than I remember. It's almost making me think deep mauve, but okay, I think I am dry there. So I'm going to take the gloss, and the gloss is a nice texture. It's got some thickness, just a little bit of color coming off on it as I cross over the lips. But as far as glosses go, that's a formula I do like. For me personally, I don't mind even having a little stickiness in it. Think like the stickiness that's in a Buxom gloss. It's not suffocating, but there's thickness there. There are a lot of lip oil products out there that have pretty much taken all the sticky out of the gloss, but they're looking like a gloss, so you're treating them like a gloss, but they don't wear as well. This feels like a true gloss with some thickness, but not uncomfortable. It's a good look, and this might be something that somebody finds to be really, really useful. Just having the 2-in-1 there, and you can of course still use that Benetint stain on cheeks. Just because it's packaged this way and side by side with the gloss, you can still put it on your cheeks as a cheek stain. But Biddy's in here. Hi, Biddy. Hey, how you doing, hon? Good. Good. But yeah, that's the Benefit Pocket Pal. Thought I'd share about those. So what really impressed me most out of this video, I feel like we had a few things that were maybe a little questionable. I don't dislike this eye quad, but I'm not jumping up and down for it. The concealer I wish would have had a little more coverage to it, but it's okay. This from Physicians Formula, I'd like to spend some more time with this. I like the way this looks on the lips. I just think I'm gonna probably end up putting this in more of a blush mode than a bronzer mode. My favorite thing, probably the Hard Candy Blush Duo. That really impressed me. I do like the Benefit Pocket Pals, but just know, you can save a little bit by getting an e.l.f. stain, and if you've got other glosses on hand, you can try that pairing and see what you think. But also, as mentioned at the beginning, the Dermasil stuff. Loving Dermasil, particularly the cleanser and the face mist. We can do a little face mist right now. How about a little rose on top? But it's face and body too, Use it all over. Thank you guys so much for your time. I hope this video was useful for you, and I will see you very soon in my next video. I love you. Bye.